Hey, I'm Tron and welcome to Word, where I go through the Bible one chapter every day. Today is Genesis chapter 34 with 31 verses. Jacob and his large family has for now settled down in the fields outside of the city of Shechem. A local prince by the same name eyes Dinah, Jacob's daughter by Leah, and kidnaps her and violates her. Then falls in love and tries to band-aid the affair by sweet-talking her into his arms. He desires to marry Dinah and now wants to do anything in his power to keep her with him. So Shechem has his dad Hamor ask Jacob for her hand. That is where her brothers find out what happened in verse 7. And Jacob's sons had come in from the field when they heard the news. They were offended and very angry because Shechem had disgraced Israel by sexually assaulting Jacob's daughter, a crime that should not be committed. The brothers take charge of the situation and scheme to take revenge on the guilty parties. Hamor tries to soften the situation by suggesting multiple marriages and letting everyone become one big family over time. Shechem himself joins the lively discussion and asserts he will do or pay anything to make the marriage to Dinah happen. So her brothers propose that every male in the city gets circumcised in order for that and any other marriage to happen. So the royal guests go back to the city gate and persuade everyone that this is a good idea, but for different reasons than what they have let on in verse 23. But if we do this, all their livestock and possessions will eventually be ours. Come, let's agree to their terms and let them settle here among us. The elders of the city agree to the sound logic, and every boy and man are circumcised. Not a very pleasant prospect in those days, but they go through with it. It will take days to recover. In verse 25 we see what happens next. But 3 days later, when their wounds were still sore, two of Jacob's sons, Simeon and Levi, who were Dinah's full brothers, took their swords and entered the town without opposition. Then they slaughtered every male there. Then they bring their sister back. When the brothers find out, they go in and take what's left of value, including the women and children, leaving the city in shambles. Jacob is taken aback by his son's violent acts and tells them so, but Simeon and Levi seem to think they're justified in their actions anyway. The two sons basically tell their father off. And this is one of those chapters that I have a really hard time seeing the silver lining in the narrative. There's deviant, violent behavior, deception, trickery, mass murder, theft, dishonor, and despair. It is the full range of human negative behavior all rolled into one. They did not notice a single mention of God. It's like he's intentionally left out. But if I am going to take anything from this, it is that these are the tendencies of us humans left to our own devices. Without him and the reverence for who he is, it all falls apart. I need to acknowledge him to have a deeper sense of respect for those created in his image as well. And Jacob will turn back to God and have his household follow him to Bethel. He will gain a son, but lose his favorite wife and bury his father. But that will be next time in Genesis chapter 35. Until then, Word.